Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're diving into how some of the smartest businesses out there are basically future-proofing themselves by tackling the world's biggest problems head-on. We're going to explore how massive challenges, things like climate change and social inequality, aren't just risks to be managed, they're actually huge opportunities just waiting to be seized.
Okay, let's jump right in with this really powerful idea from Patagonia's founder, Yvon Chouinard. This quote, it just perfectly captures this radical shift in thinking. What if the whole point of a business wasn't just profit, but purpose? Seriously, that one question is the key that unlocks everything we're about to explore.
So to really get a handle on the opportunity here, we first have to understand the new landscape of risk. And a pretty fascinating report from Deloitte helps break down this new reality for businesses. And let me tell you, it's probably not what you're thinking. First up, Deloitte's analysis shows that constant disruption is basically the new normal. I mean, think about it this way. The old idea of a stable, predictable market, it's gone. For any business that was built on that old model, that's a huge threat. But for agile businesses, it's a nonstop source of opportunity. Secondly, in the world we live in now, hyper-connected and all, your reputation isn't just an asset, it's a massive vulnerability. A single tweet, a viral video, it can build or completely shatter a brand overnight. And that means what you stand for, and more importantly, how you actually act, has never, ever been more critical to your survival. And finally, Deloitte points out that no business is an island anymore. We all operate in this deeply networked economy. So your company is only as strong as your supply chain, your partners, and even your community. A risk for one of them is a risk for all of you.
Okay, so how do you not just survive, but actually thrive in this new reality? Well, let's look at one of the most dramatic examples of a company completely turning this entire concept on its head.
As their founder announced, Patagonia fundamentally re-engineered its entire ownership structure. 100% of the company was transferred to two new entities with one single goal: protect the company's values and make sure every single dollar of profit that isn't reinvested in the business goes toward fighting the environmental crisis. You heard that right. Earth is now their only shareholder. Now, what Patagonia did is just incredible, but you don't have to be a multi-billion-dollar brand to adopt this problem-solving mindset. The Mars Startup Toolkit offers some fantastic, really practical blueprints for any business, whether you're large or small. What I love about this is how it just demystifies the whole idea of a social enterprise. It shows you don't need to reinvent the wheel. Whether you're creating jobs for a specific community or you're funding a social program with your sales, these are real, tangible blueprints that any entrepreneur can use to build a business that solves a real problem. All right, so let's see how these blueprints build some absolutely incredible businesses out in the real world. We're going to look at two very different companies that prove purpose can drive success no matter the scale.
This is such a brilliant illustration of the sheer versatility of this whole approach. On one side, you've got NEMI Teas, a social enterprise directly tackling refugee unemployment in London. And on the other, you have Liquid Death, a viral marketing machine that built its entire brand around fighting plastic pollution and just corporate phoniness. Two totally different problems, two brilliant business solutions.
And the impact for NEMI Teas, it isn't abstract at all. It's incredibly personal. It's all about providing that vital first job, getting that local work experience, and having a reference so you can build a new life. And so far, that commitment has changed the entire trajectory for 28 people. That's 28 lives transformed, all by a simple cup of tea. And then you have Liquid Death. With this rebellious slogan, "Murder Your Thirst," they didn't just sell water, they sold an identity. An identity built around sustainability and this hilarious anti-corporate humor. And the result? A staggering $1.4 billion valuation, all by turning canned water into a powerful statement. So this all sounds super inspiring, right? But you might be thinking, okay, that's great, but where do I even start? If you're running a small business, the whole idea of tackling a global problem can feel, overwhelming. Luckily, the SME Climate Hub provides a crystal clear guide. This is your starting playbook, right here. The SME Climate Hub breaks down what seems like this monumental task into 3 totally manageable steps. It's not about being perfect from day one, it's just about starting the journey of understanding your impact so you can then begin to reduce it. A really key part of that journey is figuring out where your impact actually comes from. So the Greenhouse Gas Protocol separates emissions into 3 scopes. Scope 1 is what you control directly, like a company delivery van. Scope 2 is the power you buy. And Scope 3, that's the big one. It's everything else in your supply chain. Understanding this isn't just about climate jargon. It's literally a map to finding efficiencies, cutting costs, and telling a really powerful story about your business. So let's bring all of this together. We've seen the new landscape of risk, we've looked at the frameworks for change, and we've seen some amazing real-world examples. What does this all mean for the future of business?
Here it is, the ultimate takeaway. Building your business around solving a genuine, real-world problem isn't just a nice-to-have anymore. In a world of constant disruption and hyper-aware consumers, it is the most resilient, the most durable, and frankly, the smartest business strategy you can have.
So, as we close out this explainer, I'll leave you with this question. The world is not short on problems, which means it is definitely not short on opportunities. Whether you're just starting a new venture or you're rethinking an existing one, the biggest question you can ask is, what problem will you solve?